Okay, hello everybody. It's about 10 o'clock and we are having our first news conference and internet chat. I would like to welcome the people who are online with us from the media. There's also those who've joined us here in our area where we're broadcasting from. I'll take the glasses off for just a few minutes. They're only for reading purposes. But we intend to use this method of going out to talk to you, the people who we want to in District 7 and want to vote for me as your next state senator, and also get discussion logging back and forth from you so we can have an open forum and an open debate. Thank you so much for being with us right now. I will somewhat do a little monologue here at the first before we start taking questions on the internet. You can go to our website at allanrhodes.com and be sure to go in there and you can chat. And this is live TV or live internet, so we'll have people come in and put a microphone on if they need to. And I'd like to welcome the folks here that are going to cover this story. And you may see the camera shake a little bit. You may see somebody come on the stream and do a few things. But we're glad to have everybody here, and we'll just treat this as a live broadcast. I am Allan Rhodes, and I'm running for a state senate seat, District 7, to replace Parker Griffith. We have been out in the public. We're getting all of our information out to everybody, and the issues seem to have start coming in right now as to what we think people in the district need to know about, want to know about, and should vote for. Yesterday, I attended the pro-life rally on the steps of the courthouse. About 60, 70 people there. I'd like to thank all those people that came out supporting the issue of pro-life on the anniversary of Roe v. Wade. I am a pro-life candidate, Christian and conservative, fiscally and socially. Some of the issues that we're going to talk about, and I'd like to get your information on and your comments on. Some of my opponents in the race have already begun to talk about the budget and the economy here in Alabama, and the budget is certainly the big issue as our legislators have gone to Montgomery to begin the budget process, and we are in a series of proration right now. I have taken the No New Tax Pledge. It's on the website. You can see where I signed that, and I am very serious about being a legislator in Montgomery that does not support any form of new taxes, including raising fees, raising taxes on your property, or raising taxes on really anything. If it's a legislative bill that comes through and it's going to raise your taxes, I will certainly be in favor, not in favor of voting for that legislation. I also think in the budget, the discussion has gone on around for the last couple of days. I was the first one out on the website to talk about prior year budgeting as a means to get our budget back in under control. You see, if prior year budgeting had been used in fiscal year 2008, instead of projecting receipts that year, we would have most likely had a $150 million surplus in our education trust fund rather than the $700 million shortfall that year shown by the Alabama Budget Office numbers available on their website. In the general fund that year, using prior year budgeting, we would have also had over $150 million surplus rather than the $90 million shortfall. In short, prior year budgeting would have meant a $300 million surplus in the FY 2008 budget rather than the $800 million shortfall. You can look at the sources of the Alabama Budget Department website to see that. Now, remember, what has happened is without using prior year budgeting, legislators go down there and they get a report from the accounting people and also from the governor's projections on what we will need for the next year budget-wise and what the expected increase in revenues would be, both in the budget as well as in the education trust fund. And in the last cycle, what we ended up doing is budgeting for an increase in revenues coming in when it was pretty clear that we're going to have a downturn in our sales and sales tax gathering for the state, so we increased the budget there. We also went into a short period of proration and took $360 million out of what was the rainy day fund. That $360 million helped balance the budget, but it was then used in the next budget as a means of recurring expense. So had we just used prior year budgeting, in other words, what did we take in that income for the state, and use that as the base, and then taking our projections and said, well, we're going to have an increase or a decrease, we probably would not be in the financial condition that we're in right now. It really is a issue of the culture down in Montgomery that we need to change. What I mean by that is we have a lot of people that I believe are in Montgomery right now that are there for personal interests, and the budget is centered around that. We need to change the culture to more fiscally conservative people that will go down there and do the right thing for Alabama. When I'm reading the book from Governor Huckabee, and it's titled Do the Right Thing, I think that's really what we need to be doing. Legislators need to go down there, do the right thing, not worried about getting money in their hand to take back into a district to buy votes, but budget all of the things that need to be budgeted. I think we ought to be repealing the annual property tax appraisals, and not just repealing those, but moving them back to every 4 years. We also ought to repeal the state legislative pay raise. If we're in proration, the legislators need to go down there and go to work for you, and not be worried about the kind of income increase, 62% I think increase in pay that they were given a couple of years ago, or voted themselves. We'll give that back, and let's get it back in the budget. We need to stop raiding the oil and gas trust fund. I know the people voted to make that, break the seal on that through the Amendment 1 last time, and it's now available, and we're taking $650 million out of it right now to help us in this period of proration. But we don't need to continue doing that. Look at the budget. Go back to what we brought in last year and make sure that we don't spend any more than that, and right now probably even decrease that amount of money. But we do need to use prior year budgeting. We also need to use analysis and I guess what you'd call it, talk to our economists and everybody who are smart people about what will the economy be doing. We don't need to be listening to the legislators down there who think that the economy may go up right now. What we need to be doing is realizing that it is in a downturn. We are in a period of recession in the nation, and we need to be preparing Alabama for that recession and growing business, growing our jobs. One of the things we could cut in our wasteful spending down in Montgomery is the community service grants. Now remember, I'm only one person going out of 35 if I get voted to be your next state senator. We need to change the culture. We can do that one district, one county, one place at a time in both the legislature and the Senate. So if you agree with what I stand for, I ask you for your vote. And again, no new taxes is probably the big thing. That is really the monologue that we have right now, or the actual press conference. I wanted to address the issue of prior year budgeting. It seems to be what some of my other competitors are beginning to talk about right now. And I do think that is the way to go. If we'd been doing that, we would have probably not been in the issue where we had to take money this time out of the oil and windfall profit tax. We'll start looking now on the internet to see if there are any people out there that have any questions. I do have some members of the media. If they want to ask a question, I'd be happy to entertain that as well. You can call us at 519-6682. We do have the telephone hooked up, and somebody will screen that call. You can email me at allanrhodes.com. That'd be allanrhodes@allanrhodes.com. I think that's part of the name recognition process, is getting the name out as much as possible. Or you can actually, if you're on the streaming video that's on our website, which is being brought to you through US Stream TV, you can pop a question out there, and I'm watching both of those on the computer. We have a question, and we do have a microphone that so everybody can hear you. So with this being live, we'll just start turning this around and talking to the media and anybody out there.